Good morning. Today is Friday, June 25th, 2021. So, Bilam gives a bracha, a blessing, to the Jewish people. It has become one of the most famous blessings. It happens to be written over the entryway to the Adath Shul building, as well as many other shuls. Ma tovu aholecha Yaakov, how goodly are your tents, Jacob. Mishkanosecha Yisrael, your dwelling place is Israel. I spoke about that last night in greater depth. But let me ask a basic question. The context is that Balak wanted to hire Bilam to curse the Jews, but instead he blessed the Jews. So this line, Matovu Alecha Yaakov, how beautiful are your tents, this is a blessing. Basic question. How are those words a blessing? A blessing we usually understand as something that either praises God, or a blessing is intended, I bless you that you should have, that you should do, that you should have a complete healing, that you should have children, that you should have enough to support yourself. It seems that Bilam was saying that their homes are beautiful. Yes, we discussed last night, they built the homes in a way that provided privacy and protection from one person to another. They recognized their boundaries. Okay, it's very nice. But after all, it's a description. The homes are beautiful. Bilam saw that they lived with shalom bayis, with harmony within the home, with privacy, with respect. But it's a compliment. How is a compliment a blessing? So I want to share with you very briefly two related answers. The first answer is given by Rabbi Shamshon Raphael Hirsch. It's actually not given on this passage, it's given on an earlier passage in the Torah. But Rav Hirsch says as follows: the greatest bracha that you can give to a person is to describe what makes them special. If you can describe to that person what makes them unique, what are their true good qualities, Rav Hirsch explains there is no greater blessing than that. Bilam understood and he saw our greatest strength, Jewish families. Now, obviously, not every single Jewish family lives up to this all the time. But the fact is, throughout all of our histories, Jewish families have been the foundation of both the beauty of Judaism, the strength of Judaism, and the flourishing of Judaism over millennia. The way that we have boundaries, the way that we show respect, the way that we legislate shalom bayis, true harmony in the home, where a husband is supposed to say about his wife, Oev es ishto kugufo, he loves his wife as he loves himself, umachabda yoser megufo, but shows even greater honor to her than he shows to himself, and a wife is supposed to feel the same way towards her husband. That is our greatest strength. More than anything else, more than any other place or institution, Jewish families ensure the flourishing of the Jewish people from generation to generation. And because the primary place where Jewish tradition is transmitted from one generation to the next occurs in our homes. Yes, synagogues play a role. Yes, schools play a role. Yes, other organizations and institutions play a role. But the primary place is within our homes. And Bilam saw that. And he appreciated it. And he expressed it in these words, Matovo Alecha Yaakov. And the truth is, if we're honest, it's rare and it's precious when someone else sees us and recognizes us in ways that may not be so obvious, but they recognize what our real strengths are. That's something really to cherish. And according to Rav Hirsch, Bilam being able to see this and understand this is the best blessing that there could ever be. Now, overlapping with that, and if you did listen to what I said last night, complementing that, this is a bracha in the sense that Bilam is saying, this is what is your strength, this is what is so beautiful. May it always be true. And that's a challenge. It's a challenge in every home, and it's a challenge in every marriage. How do we keep it up? How do we live according to that? The truth is, while this is always a challenge and always an effort worthwhile to extend, the entire experience of COVID has shown us how much more important it is, because during much of this period, our homes are the only place where Judaism is being observed. During the times when we were not going to shul, during the times where we're not meeting other people, we're not sending our kids to school at certain times. Literally, Judaism is exclusively being observed in our home. Even when, hopefully going forward, that will no longer be the case. But that just shows us how important it is. And listen, please, to the words of Sivan Rahav Meir. The home is the real place where a person is tested. Not outside, in the public domain, not on a stage, and not on Facebook, but in one's own tent, in one's own home, inside, within relations with one's parents, one's spouse, one's children, one's friends. And it is there that our real character is revealed. That's what Bilam understood. It is there that we cannot lie about who we are or put on a mask. It is there that the continual workshop for self-improvement of our character traits takes place. Sanctity is not to be found only in the synagogue, but also on the sofa in our living room, in the kitchen, while brushing our children's teeth, and in the constant prayer of each of us while we do these things, so that also in our own home, about our own home, we should be able to say, Ma tovu aholecha Yaakov, how beautiful are your tents and living places, Yaakov, referring to Israel. Bilam saw it. We have to constantly work to live up to it. My friends, I want to wish you a great day, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.